Hello, my name is Holly Wiesner Olivieri. My crew and I are dedicated to highlighting businesses, people, and homes within the North Shore community. Welcome to North Shore Buzz. Today we're meeting with Staten Island attorney Christopher J.Arrigali. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for meeting with us today.
Problem. Thanks for having me.
And he's located at 1110 South Avenue here in Staten Island, New York. Building a home buyer team makes the home buying process so much easier. Building the team should include an experienced realtor and an experienced real estate attorney. I would like to know what advice you could provide as far as home buying information.
Sure. Whenever I represent a buyer, the first step I usually go through is just a general overview. As far as my obligation as an attorney, I advise the client what their legal rights and obligations are, one, with the contract between them and the seller, and two, with their lender when they sign loan documents at a closing table. For example, we will go through what's included in the sale, if there's any appliances that should be included, or if there's any repairs that were negotiated that have to be done. We make sure that those items are in the contract. In addition to that, we'll make sure that the property type is disclosed to us, whether it's a one-family or a two-family house, for example. We also will review what the closing date is so that we have an idea of planning ahead as to when we're going to close. In New York, the way it works is we'll put an on or about date in the contract. And for example, if we have on or about January 1st, you have a reasonable extension of 30 days from then to close.
Great. So
you have a little bit of flexibility. It's not that you just pick a date and you have to close on that particular date.
And as far as any liens or title search on the property?
That's the next step. Once the contract is signed, the next step for the buyer is to start their mortgage application. While they're doing that, I will then work with the title company and order a title search, which will reveal if there's any liens or judgments against the property. In addition to something like you mentioned, as far as property lines, we have a surveyor that will usually do a new survey of the property. If anything does come up, in most circumstances, the seller does have to clear title.
Right.
And what I mean by clearing title, it means, let's say, if there's a violation that's open against the property, if there's a judgment against one of the owners of the property, it attaches to the property and stays with the property.
Okay.
So the seller would have to make sure that that issue is resolved prior to closing.
Okay.
Also in the contract, which is very important, is the mortgage contingency, which in most deals, the entire deal is dependent on the buyer getting approved for a mortgage.
Absolutely.
And if they don't get approved for the mortgage, they usually have the opportunity to get their deposit back. So you want to make sure that you're dealing with an attorney that is savvy in the real estate industry so that they know the proper procedures to protect your down payment.
Right, great. Well, they're wonderful bits of information that I think would be very important to somebody in the process of buying a home. Thank you very much, Chris, for the great information.
No problem.
I thank you for watching North Shore Buzz and have an extraordinary day.